that's on everyone's mind, that is taxes. So I'm here to help you to make sense of the old versus the new tax regime, which will put more money in your pocket in 2023. Okay, so let's kick off with this session. Let's start with the old tax regime. All of you must be aware these are the existing tax rates, and this regime has been around for a while now, and it offers a bunch of exemptions and deductions to reduce your taxable income. You might have used it in the past, but it's the time to figure out if it's still the right choice. Okay, next. So first, let us understand the government's motivation for introducing such major changes in the new tax regime. Okay, they have introduced this new tax regime 2 years from now, and majority of the taxpayer didn't opt for it. So that's why they have come up with the changes. The main reason behind this move is to simplify the tax structure and make it easier for the taxpayers to understand and comply with the rules. So the new tax regime has a fewer exemptions and deductions, but it offers lower tax rates to compensate it. Okay, it's like a new crush you are not sure about yet. Okay, next move to the before we jump in, let me give you the scoop on the major highlights of the Union Budget 2023 related to the personal taxation. So they have increased the basic exemption limit in the new tax regime from existing 2.5 lakhs to 3 lakhs, and also have given the rebate under 87A. They have also reduced the cess for the super rich category. They have reduced the cess. Effective rate of tax has been reduced from to 39% as compared to 42.7%. So there are a bunch of changes like new tax slabs, higher standard deduction, okay, savings for super rich people, and more. So it's worth taking a closer look to see how it affects you and your wallet. Okay, next slide. So these are the new tax rates. They have introduced new slabs as well. So you can see the tax rates are lower than the old tax regime. So you need to take a closer look and have to calculate your tax liability under both the regimes to work out which regimes is best for you. Okay, we will walk through some examples to make it easy for you to understand. Okay, this is an example wherein I have assumed that you have a exemptions of 3 lakh rupees, which is the most used case for salaried people. Okay, everyone uses 1.8 1.5 lakhs for under ATC. Everyone uses 1 lakhs under the rent. Okay, we all prepare a 8,333 rupees rent receipt, which is generally fake, right? So we all claim a 3 lakh rupees deductions in a all tax regime. So I have prepared the table under which if your income, I have shown the income levels, and I have assumed that your exemptions are up to 3 lakh rupees. So the tax liability has been computed under both the regimes. So you can see up to 10 lakh rupees income level, you are better off with the old tax regime. Okay, if you switch to the new tax regime, you will be in a loss. Okay, uh, for example, you have an income of 8 lakh rupees and a deductions up to 3 lakh rupees, and you opt for a new tax regime, then you will be a loss in a loss amounting to 36,400 rupees. And same is for 10 lakh rupees if you opt the new tax regime. So it's better you should make the calculations first before choosing anything. But let me remind you that the tax or new tax regime has been made as a default option. So you have to make a choice, and if you want, you are better off with the old tax regime, you have to make a change. Okay, you have to opt for the old tax regime. I have taken another example wherein I have assumed that you have a tax deductions up to 3.5 lakhs. And as you can see, up to the income level of 13 lakh rupees, you are better off with the old tax regime. So you should not opt for the new tax regime. This is the comparison table. You can have a look. Okay. So from the examples above, we have noticed that while the individual currently have an option to opt for a new tax regime or an old tax regime, but it appears that government's agenda is to move to one simplified tax regime and eliminate all of the current deductions and exemptions. That's my personal view. Okay, they may continue both. Okay, but my view is that eventually they are going to eliminate the old tax regime and all the exemption and deductions. Okay, so now moving on to the next slide, you can take a look at the table showing your tax liabilities under both the regimes post considering your exemptions and deductions. So in the first row, you can see these are the deductions. Okay, for example, you have a deduction of 1 lakh rupees and an income of 5.5 lakh rupees. Then your tax liability will be same under both the regimes. So this is the table. You can refer to it, that which regime is best for you. So that might look confusing to you. Aren't you confused? So what's the minimum exemption amount that we have been talking about in the last slide? That what's the magic number? So to find out which regimes best works for you. So let's find out. I have taken this table with the income levels of between 12 lakhs to 15 lakh rupees. So these are the minimum exemptions amount that you will be at, the minimum exemption amount that you will be at equilibrium, that you are indifferent. Okay, the tax liability under both the regimes will be same for you. For example, you have an deductions of 3.5 lakhs. Okay, and you have an income level of 12 lakh rupees. So your tax liability under both the regimes will be same. So that's up to you which regime you wanted to select. Same is, for example, let me take another example. You have an income of 15 lakh rupees and you have a deductions of 4.8 lakh rupees. Then also your tax liability under both the regimes will be same, equal. So you are indifferent, right? So let's move in. So what's the two things that all the financial advisors are agree on? So want to know what they are? First one is plan ahead to take an informed call. For example, you want to go with which regime, you want to save money, you want to have your deductions, have your investments or not. Second one is the most of the financial advisor are unanimous on this, that old is still gold for the most people. Old regime is still gold. Okay, now what if you want to switch from to old tax regime? For example, if you have opted to new tax regime, now you want to switch back. If this is allowed, well, that depends. If an individual does not possesses income from a business, okay, or profession, the selection can be made on year-to-year basis. But if you have a business income, for example, I mean to say you don't have, for example, if you trade, okay, you trade in FNO, future and options, although you don't have any business established, but you trade, then also that income will be considered as your business income. And then you don't have an option to switch back, but you can switch only once in a lifetime. Okay, so you better off consider that the business income is the most critical factor here. If you have a business income, you have only once in a lifetime chance to switch back to the old tax regime. Otherwise, if you don't have any business income and you are only having a salary income, okay, then you can make a choice year on year basis. Okay, next slide. So the bottom line is, okay, so with the little knowledge and some maths, you can make an informed decision that which regime is right for you. Always remember that achieving your financial goals and securing your family's future should be the main reason that should drive your decision, and not the tax benefits. Okay, they are discouraging the saving culture, but you have to make a choice. You have to make a financial goals, and you have to keep in mind that you are securing your family's future, and tax should not be the driving factor for you. Okay, here is an link. You can, okay, if you don't want to apply such maths, you just want to put in your figures, like you have the certain income and you have some deductions, you can go to this link and put your figures. This will automatically show your tax liability under both the regimes. Okay, so you don't have to do any maths. Okay, thank you. Any questions? I would love to hear. Thank you for being a great audience. Thank you so much. Anybody? Any questions?
So, Neeraj, couple of things.